Can PPO dentists and fee-for-service dentists learn to get along more? Well, I am here, Dr. Paul Goodman, currently out of network with all dental insurances. And I am here with my good friend, Dr. Bob D., founder of the Dentistry in General Facebook group. And he said he doesn't love insurances, but maybe he likes them or he tolerates them. So Dr. Bob, I wanted to ask you to get started on our discussion here, not about dental insurance, your love of coffee, very into fancy coffee. You like the fanciest of the fanciest coffee. Tell us about your coffee passion/obsession.
I love coffee because of the caffeine, unfortunately, because it makes me work longer and harder.
But you're not just, but also you're like a fee-for-service coffee guy. You put pictures of your press thing and things like that. If someone was just going to take one coffee tip away from you, because I'm an iced coffee person, what's one coffee tip you could give us out there? Don't do this or do more of this.
Cold brew the proper way has the most amount of coffee.
Cold brew it the proper way.
Correct.
So
coffee over ice.
Yeah,
that's iced coffee. Cold brewed coffee is great.
Cold brew. One day you're gonna have a whole C course on coffee for us at Dental Nachos. But what we're talking about here is you're coming to Philadelphia to join us in person for the Dental Nachos Fall Seed Conference. This is about increasing patient-centered care first and profitability second. One of the dentists that is speaking at this course is Dr. Travis Campbell, the author of this book, Understanding Dental Insurance, to sponsor Dental Nachos. You've gotten to know Travis, and in the beginning, you guys had a little friction. Tell us about what you think of Dr. Travis Campbell and what he's teaching people out there to understand the game of dental insurance.
My whole thing about this is that, again, insurance companies set up the rules of the game, and we need to play by the rules of the games. But we as dentists don't have the time to learn those rules. So Travis is like the playbook. It's like the referee book. And as the referee is trying to talk about what you can do and what you cannot do.
Good way to put it.
Ethically. And so I'm looking forward to learning. I've never been to one of his meetings, and this is my first time. And I want to learn what he has to say and how valuable. Everybody talks about how valuable his book is. I want to see him in person speak so I can learn, basically.
And that's one of the components. And I was interviewing Travis the other day, and he's a lot like you. He's like, stop complaining, Dennis. Stop kind of crying. Don't get angry. Get even. Learn the rules or drop it, right, Bob? I mean, learn the rules or drop it, right? The insurance.
Nobody's forcing you to be in network. And I hear PPO doctors complaining all the time. Yes, we need to get together and come up with a solution for fair fee schedules, okay? But if they're not going to do it, me and you can't force them. We don't have troops to go to these insurance companies and put a gun to their heads. No, we don't. So we just drop them. That's your weapon. Either drop them or play by their rules.
Yeah, I like that. Now, you've been a fan of our Dental Nachos Seed, and your group has been given a discount code for this, which you can share with your group to save money. Dentists really like this, Bob. I know my dentist people, you know them well. You run a great group. They love a coupon. Very big fan of a coupon. Kind of inconsistent. They're Crown Preps, no discount on those. Cotton rolls, they like those for free. So you have a coupon. But let me ask you about this person. So let's go off of, I don't know if anyone gets up in the morning and says, I'm so thrilled to learn how to get less EOBs denied, right? It's a necessity of survival. But talk to me about Dr. Todd Fleischman. You've seen his photography. You've seen what he's done. You're a PPO dentist. He's as fee-for-service as they get. He's taken Kois. He's taken Spear. Have you found him relatable? Have you found what he teaches helpful to any age or stage dentist? Tell us about your experience with Dr. Todd.
I truly believe this is a misconception that we are different dentists. If you operate your PPO office any differently than any other, let's say, fee-for-service is supposed to do, you're doomed to fail.
Yeah.
If you are taking a PPO plan, you need to still do the same thing a fee-for-service dentist does. Yeah. And also, there are so many fee-for-service that are not dentists that are not doing what they're supposed to, so they're struggling. There's only one dentist. You treat people right, you go ethically, and basically be a nice human being. That's to me is the key to success.
You've been sharing some of Dr. Todd C as a gift to your group. What inspired you after seeing him to want to share his content? Because I know you're really awesome at sharing what you believe in. What made you believe in what he does?
I've only seen Todd when he talked about photography, and
Yeah,
photography is a passion of mine.
yeah,
After the digital dentistry, everybody thinks they're a photographer, right?
yeah.
So I went up, bought a lot of gear, and just learning from him, and was a great value to me.
Awesome. And then you
So
got me speaking at the course about communication, treatment plan acceptance, how to say words less weird. We've become very friendly over time, but there was a time where you kind of barely knew me, right? And was seeing, I'm not sure if you're starting to see, what are some things that I've done with maybe communication, talking to patients, running a team that you think your group would benefit from if they came to see us in person or watched in line virtually?
you have a lot of exposure to a lot of dentists. You also are like a sponge the way I am. You learn from other people, and you try to communicate it to others. And that to me is like, I use a lot of word like the coupon word. I've
Yeah,
started using it in my practice, and there I just learned from you. You and I do not have to agree 100% of the time
right.
on 100% of things, but we can still be supportive of each other, and help each other.
What we can bond together over is being less annoyed, Bob. And some of the things I do, and I'll just give one right now that I'm so well known for, and some people's hygienists said so many times, crown breaks in someone's office and someone's all sad. First thing you ask is, how many years was it in there to the patient? They go, 8 years. I say, 8 years, we eat 1,000 meals a year. You got 8,000 meals out of that. Be proud of that, Millie. And I've gotten that one piece of the 1,000 meals a year. People will text me, go, I said the 1,000 meals a year, it worked, because we can reframe energy in a more positive way. But I'm not all just about funny words or different words. I use this form, Bob, and words to collect millions of dollars. We use just a simple financial agreement with every patient, paper they can touch, a list of treatment and paper they can touch. And I'm going to be going over the course how to utilize this in an easy way, because there's you talks about scanning, Bob, which I think is awesome, but I'm a little bit afraid of, and how to middle in your office. But anyone can hold a piece of paper and chat with their patient in a comfortable way about money. And I mean, you kind of, I've asked you about this. Why do you think dentists and their teams have such a hard time saying to a patient, this costs $12,000? Is it more about them? Is it about how we were brought up in dental school? Is it about our upbringing? I've noticed over the years after lecturing, people go, you know what, Paul, you're right. We should be proud to sell health. We should be proud of what we do. My whole life, I've always said, $5,000, it's too expensive. And I will look a patient in the face and say, hey, Bob, to replace your teeth after they're retired is an investment of $30,000, and you're going to be glad you did it. So what is this weird money thing that has seeped into our dental world? Talking about it, do you think?
I talk to, as you do, I talk to a lot of younger dentists, and I always talk about the first decision you have to make is, are you an entrepreneur or not?
Yeah.
If you are an entrepreneur, and you're in healthcare, you have a set of rules that you have to follow, as we discussed, ethics and not over treating and being a human being. But also, you have to be able to be comfortable with the talking about money. If
Yeah.
you are not comfortable, then you have to, which is not easy, hire someone that has your best interest in mind, and is able to do what you cannot do. Not everybody can feel comfortable, and don't feel
Yeah.
bad about it. Not everybody's like Dr. Nachos getting on a Sunday morning on TV and talk, and
Yeah.
so know your personality, and follow it, and that's the key
And
to
then get those
success.
people. What I love that concept, but one of the reasons we're doing this conference is to make a real difference. People are going to come in person, but we're doing an online and recording component. People can purchase these recordings to use as a team training tool forever. So what you just shared was so valuable. Someone's going to watch what I say and going to say, I can't do that. But they could train their office manager to do it. They could train their dental assistant to do it. But if they do not give people the tools for training, they will not be successful. If you don't teach people the fundamentals of how to play basketball, they will never get it. So if you are not the person to look at someone and say, the investment in this is $30,000 and you are going to be glad you did it, give someone else on your team the tools to do that. So as we wrap up a little bit, Bob, tell me about this virtual online component, why you are so glad that this is a thing now that people can do, and why someone in your community should take advantage of this opportunity to get the recordings from this conference.
you know, I try to bring value to my members as you do, and products that I can purchase and buy for my own dental practice. And I have to tell you, there are a few things that I have it in my back pocket, and I play it for my staff. And this recording is going to be watched
Right.
by my office manager. I'm not bringing her to the meeting. But she, she can't come, but she is going to watch this recording. I mean, that's
And
very
then you
valuable.
utilize it for the next team member you hire, because onboarding new
Exactly.
onboarding new team members, whether it's Dental Nachos or Dentist Job Connect, whether it's my dental office, is exhausting. It takes a lot of energy, and you need the scalable tools. You need watch this video and tell me what you think, because there's
Yeah.
no time to do that on your own, nor would you want to. So appreciate it, Bob. Tell me, how can people reach out to you? You have both a website and your Facebook group. Just take a minute and say, where can they go to find out more about this deal?
Dentistry in general, Facebook group, just search it in the groups, and it's the black and white square. It comes up the first thing you search. And that's about it. Every other detail is in there. If they want to go on our website, it will be in the group, and they can sign up
Cool.
for our email to get deals. And your special that you created for us is at the top in the featured area, so they can see it.
Awesome. I really appreciate it. Glad you're going to hang with us in Philadelphia. You can